School has been just brutal, particularly in my household. Kathy, I think it's been really hard in your household because we both have juniors.
That's right.
And honestly, you guys, I am just on survival mode from now until the end of school year.
We're like walking on eggshells every day.
Oh, yeah.
Which child is going to show up this morning? Can we
Yeah.
talk?
Oh.
Can we converse with them or not converse? This morning I got, don't talk to me about that. I was like, okay.
What did you try to talk to me about?
I got the stop sign this morning. I was like, fine. I like turned away and walked out of the room. I was like,
what were you trying to talk to him about? Can I offer you eggs? Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
What's up, fishes?
Good to see you. So a friend of the show contacted us, and she had this like little tip that I thought we would share with our audience here. She has an elderly mother who fell, and she got this terrible like burn, like rug burn on her face, and she used silicone scar sheets and she put them on her mother's face, and she said like after 2 days it was miraculously healing, like, and she sent me pictures, and I thought this is a well-kept secret. So if you have any injuries or surgery or something like that, like check out silicone scar sheets. We'll put the link in our show notes.
Yeah, it's cool. Like the pictures were like unbelievable.
I mean, it's like miraculous.
And
we're not going to post that. We're not going to post the pictures because we want to give them privacy. But trust us when we say, wow, these really work. And it really is like the secret that nobody knows about.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing, because that was incredible.
And we're also glad that your mom's on the mend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sad she fell.
Oh, no.
Yikes. So we were talking what's on our minds, and what's on my mind and Linda's mind is we have some summer weddings that we're going to, and they're black tie optional, meaning that the wedding party is going to be in black tie. So you can either be black tie or you can be a little less dressed in
like
something,
cocktail wear.
Yeah, below the knee, preferably.
I think that the meaning is don't show up in your sandals or flip-flops. We're fancy. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's fancy. And it's like,
fancy.
What are we going to wear?
I know. I really want our audience to give us some tips about where to buy stuff, because I've been looking online, and it seems like what's on trend right now for women is like this silk brocade dresses, but I'm not wearing that. Like, it's too stiff and uncomfortable for me. And I just can't quite figure it out. Or they're like really like thin silk or satin that kind of clings to everything. And that does not work for me either.
You don't want to show every little bump and every little curve?
No.
Well, like I'm 5'4", so I don't like really long floor length dresses. Like I just feel like I get lost in them. So I would probably prefer a dress that's more like knee length, but I don't know even where to get it. So if our audience has any suggestions, please let us know, because we're both
Well, and I'm assuming you guys are also looking for like on a budget too. Like I feel like you're kind of wearing like a prom dress. When you don't really need black tie dresses very often. So I'm assuming you also don't want to spend thousands of dollars on this dress.
Oh no.
So like where do you you all have ideas of where to find cute dresses where you don't feel too guilty buying them?
Yeah.
You know, I also had somebody suggest Rent the Runway, but I've never done it, and it kind of, I don't know why.
Do you want to rent a dress?
Like it feels weird to me.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
Rent the Runway is very popular out here and people love it.
Yeah.
I have not done it just because I am so petite. I'm shorter than you, Kathy. I don't know if you guys remember when I had that
You're
doctor's
shrinking,
appointment
right?
a while ago. They're
Yeah.
like, you are not 5'2". You are not even, you're not even 5'1".
Are you 5 foot
So
now?
yeah, I'm like 5 foot. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll be 5'5" or 4'4". I have no idea.
Oh
So
gosh.
I don't think it'll work for me because I'm just too short and I couldn't alter it. But I think for you, Kathy, I don't think you're too short to try Rent the Runway. And Linda, I think it would be perfect for you to
Yeah,
be
you're
able to
like the
rent the
perfect
runway.
size.
Yeah.
You're tall, you have long legs.
Yeah.
You guys should try
5'6".
it and see what you think. But you guys, drop us a line.
Yeah,
let
let
us
us know.
what your thoughts are to help these girls dress so they don't, humiliate themselves showing up to this fancy wedding.
Right. We don't
All
want to
right, y'all. On
humiliate.
today,
No, that's kind of tough. Okay.
on today's show, what's the buzz? Surviving school after spring break and what's for dinner. But before we get into it, please rate, review, and invite your favorite fishes to jump in and join our conversation. What's the buzz?
What's the buzz is, did you guys see there was a plane crash at LaGuardia the other day?
Yes,
And
terrible.
the pilots died. I think the fire truck people died. So there was a collision.
Did they die as well?
I think they did.
haven't
I
really
mean, their
said.
truck got rolled because that plane had just landed and it was going like 100 miles an hour. And I will say it kind of like freaked me out a little bit. Like when I fly, I am always worried because it seems like accidents happen like 10 up to 10 minutes after you take off and then like 10 minutes before you land and beyond. And so I'm always like doing extra prayers, like get me through this. It's like, I mean, it feels irrational because there aren't that many plane crashes, but then you see stuff like this and you're like, okay, it's not really irrational because it happens.
Well, to be honest, it's happening more though. I don't know if you
feels
noticed,
like
but
more.
the planes are more in the news.
I don't know.
I mean, that seems like that was an error in the control tower. But like, did you see that one of the flight attendants, like her seat was ejected out of the plane?
And she survived.
But she was in a jump seat, which is like more secure.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, why she survived. And I'm just like, can you imagine?
Seatbelts work. Right?
Seatbelts work. But do we all need like jumpsuit, like over the shoulder,
maybe
strap us in?
That's what I think we all need.
I know. I kind of get nervous. I'm a nervous little flyer. I hate to say that, but I think it's a control issue that I have. And I don't love it. I always feel relief when we land.
Yeah.
I feel like I told you, I think a couple podcasts ago, I had gone to Texas and we had severe turbulence coming back here to Philadelphia. And that scared me. And I was like, my husband was not with me because he's like, he used to be a pilot and nothing bothers him. So I'd always be like, should I be worried? He's like, no, Kathy, you're fine.
I'm not sure that Peter would even tell you. I don't even think he would like confirm your fears, even if it was true. I think he would just be like, it's fine.
I was festering. I'm like, oh my God, this is really bad. This is bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit of a nervous flyer too, but I mean, I still do it all the time. Yeah. But I remember we had 3 little kids at home and mom and dad were watching our kids, and Rich and I were going on vacation I can't remember what we were doing, but we were getting on a plane together. And dad was like, you're getting on a plane together? Like, what if you crash? Then what happens to your children? And I was like, well, we have a will. Do you want me to tell you where it is? And he was like, yeah, I guess I need to know. Like, I wouldn't travel together if I were you. You have all these little kids. And I was like, oh. So that was not a relaxing flight because I was like extra worried that we were going to crash and like leave our children behind. I was like, okay, that was scary, but we made it, obviously. The other thing I don't really like with traveling is, I don't know if you guys know this, but outside Chicago, there's this huge quarry when you're going to Indiana. And I do not like going over that bridge. And then there's other bridges I don't like going over. Like there's one in Duluth. And
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember in like 2007, I think it was, in Minnesota, a whole like road system like collapsed and like 15 people died because the bridge collapsed onto the highway below it. And then all these people were injured. And I was like, I don't like bridges.
It also
I'm
probably doesn't
scared.
help that, like, when we go up to Canada as kids, we would have to drive through Duluth, Minnesota, and it's a gigantic bridge.
It's
And
huge.
mom hates that bridge. So every time we were going over the bridge, she's like, "We're going over the bridge. I
Yeah.
hate this
Yep.
bridge. We're going over the bridge." So now
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, why do you hate the bridge? Is something going to happen to the bridge?" So now
Right.
I actively am like, "Do I need to be worried about all bridges? Just this Duluth bridge?" Like, I don't know.
It's all bridges for
Yeah.
me. I don't love them.
Duluth is a little scary, I'm going to admit.
Yeah.
But I have to say, my irrational fear is, and I haven't done this in a while, but when I'm out skiing, I don't like the chairlifts and the
Me neither.
gondolas. I always am like, they're swaying back and forth. Are
Yeah.
they like going to just crash to the ground? And
Yeah.
then there was this thing in the news just a couple weeks ago that happened in Swiss Alps. This woman was in a gondola by herself and it detached from
I
the
saw
cable
that.
and
That
she
was
died.
horrible.
It
That
like
was
rolled down the
horrible.
hill. I mean,
Yeah.
that is
Oh.
my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
How sad.
I mean, that is
I
not a
mean,
good way to go.
I wonder what happened. Like, is it just like are they not doing
They
safety checks or what?
well, they said it was very windy that day and maybe it just was too much. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
You know what I can't stand are Ferris wheels. That
oh,
is one of my worst nightmares. Like, why people do that for fun, I don't understand. Like, I can't stand them at all. It's terrible. I don't
I
want to
don't
go
think
high. I
mom
don't want to look
likes
out.
those either.
I feel like the wheel's gonna pop off and we're gonna come crashing down and like roll somewhere terrible. I mean, I don't know, but it's terrible.
I
And you know
used
what
to
else?
not like them, but like they're getting smoother. And if you're in your own little like compartment, like there's one, the London Eye is really great. It's super smooth. And so I think if it's old and rickety, I don't like it. But if it's new and smooth and I have my own space, plus if they hand me champagne, I mean, I'm good.
Oh, take your mind off of it.
Yeah, it's a party in there. If I crash down, I'm like,
Um,
oh, okay. It's
do you
all
guys know
good.
what Waymos are? So Waymos are the self-driving cars, and
Oh,
we have a ton of them
yeah.
here in Los Angeles. And you see them, you know, they're just there's no driver. You get in it like a cab, but it's
Yeah,
self-driven. And
right.
they freak me out because somebody's having to like program them. I find it so unnerving to see these self-driving cars everywhere
Does it
in Los
say on the
Angeles.
car it's self-driving?
Well, it's got like a camera on the roof, right?
Yes, it's like got this like big thing on the hood, and it's clear that it's self-driving. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, Riley was like, I'm gonna take a ride in one of those. I gotta
Yeah,
have the
try it
experience.
out.
And I was like, oh gosh, do you? And he thought it was super cool, but
Yeah.
that made me
Jack has
even
been
more
in
nervous.
those. Yeah.
I have
What did
never
and
been in those.
he thought it was super cool, and he was like, I felt completely safe. But I'm like, well, what if it goes awry? What if somebody hacks into it? Like, I mean, I feel like there's an endless possibility of a list of
So
things
this
that could
is
go
your
wrong.
irrational fear now is the Wamos.
1000%. Like somebody
Yeah.
hacking it, like, Die Hard or like MacGyvered it somehow.
Yeah. I
Would you
mean, I
guys
get
ever
it.
ride in one?
So I would ride in one. I never have.
I've been in some scary taxi rides and I'm like, I think a self-driving car would be safer. Seriously.
You're not worried that some spy guy is gonna hack it?
I mean, I don't know. No, not right now.
I've been in some scary cabs too. Like, I think I talked about this once where I was in Portland, Oregon, and I got into a cab and I had to go like an hour away. And my cabbie, about halfway through, I was like, this guy is stoned. He is stoned, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's no escape. I can't even get out of this car because there's nothing around. When I got to my destination, I was like thanking God that I had made it in one piece. So maybe the self-driving car would have been better than that.
So you guys it sounds like you guys are both for it. And I'm like, no thanks. I would prefer
Well, they have to like abide by the speed law. They probably have to abide by all the rules where most people don't, which would probably be safer just with that.
Right.
I know, but I
Unless
just feel like
I get it. I mean, the hacking thing is kind of scary. You know, of course, I am. One of my irrational fears is setting my house on fire with my dryer. So I know
you
so
talk
much
about
laundry.
that like weekly.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I've never had a fire. I don't know why I'm worried about it, but like every day I think, oh, I got to get out the lint so I don't start a fire in my house. Like every day. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is a little bit crazy.
Why?
Oh my gosh.
We don't know why. Because I'm crazy.
All right, you guys. Well, maybe we all could use a little therapy in our phobias here.
Relax, Lynn. Everything's going to be okay.
So you guys, we are heading into spring break. I know some of your kids have been coming out of spring break, but as spring break has been on our minds, school has been just brutal, particularly in my household. Kathy, I think it's been really hard in your household because we both have juniors.
That's right.
And honestly, you guys, I am just on survival mode in my household from now until the end of school year. So let's jump in.
Well, junior year is no joke. I mean, I've been through it 3 times, and I hate to tell you girls, Kathy, you know this, junior year doesn't end with the end of the school year, because if you have a kiddo heading off to college, this summer is busy. It is making sure you have a job. It's making sure you do all of your essays. It's making sure you've buttoned up all of your applications. So, I mean, it's a hard time of life for these kids and consequently the whole family, because it's stressful. It's real. It's really stressful.
So
I
my
know.
husband
You guys
and
are
I,
in it.
We're joking about this kind of, because
are you? We'll be the judge of that. What you got?
We're like
we'll be
walking on eggshells every day.
Oh yeah.
Which child is going to show up this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk? Can we converse with them or not converse? Mm-hmm. This morning I got, don't talk to me about that. I was like, okay.
What did you try to talk to him about?
I got the stop sign this morning. I was like, fine. I turned away and walked out of the room. I was like,
what were you trying to talk to him about? Can I offer you eggs?
I actually was trying to talk to him about his sports event that he had the other night, and he just didn't want to talk about it at all. And I was like, okay. So I wasn't even going like academics or anything.
Yeah. You thought it was safe. You thought sports were safe. Nothing's safe.
Nothing
is.
Yeah,
it's so interesting. And you can see that they're working so hard, all these things to do, and they're putting in so much effort. And I love podcasts. We're doing a podcast. I love to listen to podcasts. And have you guys heard of Brene Brown and Adam Grant? They're doing a podcast called Dare to Lead. And it's a short series.
Okay.
And Adam Grant is a teacher at Wharton. Or he's a professor at Wharton, the business school. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how they were both talking about effort, and effort equals success, or does effort not equal success? How does effort translate into your everyday life? Mm-hmm. And he said that he was going over reviews from students after the semester ends. They get to rate the professor, how's it going? Right. What worked well, what didn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he said that he was shocked that he was getting some negative feedback from his students regarding their grades. And the underlying theme was, for as much effort and work I put into this class, my grade does not reflect that. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I was really taken back by that. He's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Just because you put effort doesn't mean that you got the material or you should get a grade. Is that everybody who plays a sport should get a trophy? Yay for effort, and it doesn't matter. And then he said, he kind of stepped back a minute and gave it a little bit more thought. So they think they're putting in all this effort. They think that they're getting it, but they're not getting what I want them to get. So they didn't come talk to me. They didn't come process with me how it's going in the class or what they need to do differently. I didn't circle around with the student because, I didn't think that was my role. But what if I looked at it differently and the student looked at it differently? If you go and you ask for feedback, you ask for how can I make my effort stick and move the ball down the line? Is that what it's about? So he was saying that a lot of these kids are working hard and spinning their wheels, people in the workforce working hard, spinning their wheels and not getting noticed by their bosses. So we need to be teaching our kids how to kind of advocate for themselves and be going to these professors to be able to learn how to do the job, how to do the role, how to learn in the class, how to transcribe what they should be getting from the class. And it got me thinking about Riley in particular. He's working really, really hard. He doesn't like to ask for help or go to the teachers. He wants to figure it out himself. And maybe it's helping them at this back end as they're heading into their senior year, heading into high school jobs, starting to help them to, it's not just about effort. Effort is just the buy-in, right? So how do you help them? How do you help them get beyond just the buy-in? And maybe they won't feel so tired and moody if they, do you know what I'm trying to say? That it's more than just the buy-in.
Well, I think you definitely said something very profound. Like, I know that my college age kids, I mean, they have to connect with the material that they're learning. And I think you can like put a bunch of effort in, but maybe if you're doing the wrong kind of effort, it may not be the right thing. I mean, they need to be having these conversations with their professors, and even in high school, their teachers. They have got to be engaged, and the teachers need to know that they're invested, and that will help, and that will help with their grades. Because if the teacher doesn't know who they are, they won't give them the benefit of the doubt in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's super important to have a good relationship with the teachers, even though the kids hate doing it.
They hate it.
It's awkward.
Yeah. And I do think it's hard because in elementary and middle school in particular, I feel like they have some like sometimes contentious relationships because middle school teachers, like it's a hard job. So then you have to get into high school and you have to kind of reset and like really try to engage and it has to be habitual because as you get older, you have to do that too. I mean, I would argue that this guy too needs to stop and like self-reflect a little bit. Like maybe you're not doing your job properly because, if they're doing all this work and they're producing something that you think is not
you
up to
should
par, then you need to like, whoa, like how did you miss the mark so much on this paper, or this assignment, or this whatever? And I do think it is sort of fascinating. Like when you get into college, all of the kids can rate their professors. So when you're picking out courses, you can look and see, okay, this fits my schedule, but this guy's getting D's consistently from his students. I don't want that. I don't want that teacher. So it all kind of gets wrapped up into one, but I do think like step one, if I had advice to give a parent who has a child going into high school, it's have a meeting with the kids, like at a time where they're not in it and just really talk through, like, it's important to set up some good habits. And one really important habit is to have a relationship with your teachers because as you get older, it becomes more important. So like be uncomfortable freshman year and do it. Go in and talk to every single teacher and try and have a rapport with them. And it's not for that year, it's for the future years. They need recommendations and they need habits and they need to know they're human too. So develop a relationship with all of them. And some teachers will be receptive to it and some will not. And that is just kind of part of the program too. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard year.
I think the main thing kids have to realize going into high school is they really have to focus on their GPA. It really does matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to set yourself up for success. And some AP classes as you get older also are good, but don't like completely overload yourself that you're completely stressed out. But that shows grit if you're taking some harder classes. You got
Mm-hmm.
to prepare for that SAT because it is real and it's
Mm-hmm.
coming
Yeah.
back. People think like it was going to go away forever during COVID, but
Yeah.
some
It's
schools I
back.
think some schools I think are keeping with that, but there are schools now that are bringing it back. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to prepare well for that exam, and it's hard.
I
Yeah.
think also, Kathy, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think also they like to see that you're taking the challenge of taking it. They want to know, like, are you willing to take that extra step?
Yeah.
But some of the things I was thinking about to like, or we are thinking about is like how to survive after spring break is just a few things like the communication, like I just talked about with that professor. Like, I think it's really important that these
Yeah.
kids are talking to their teacher coming back. This is the last push. What do I
Right.
need to do? What do you
Right.
need to see
You
from
have to
me?
stay on
How can
top
I,
of it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like what do I need to do? I think sleep. I don't think my kid is getting enough sleep. I don't know what's happening in your houses, but I worry that he is just not getting enough sleep.
Yeah, I do think
It,
sleep is super important. I think exercise is important to help with stress.
yeah.
Um, I think these kids have to take a breath though and realize like it is so stressful. And I think I have a few kids that are really stressed, and I think just letting them know it's going to work out. Like
It
you
will.
feel like the weight of the world is on you right now, but it's going to work out, and just be assured that it will. Just give
Mm-hmm.
it
Well,
your
and Kathy,
all and it'll happen.
well, and I wonder if that could also be like what you mean, what you could also mean is like redefining success. Like what does that look like for you to finish out a successful year? Maybe it's changed when it was at the beginning of the semester to what it is now.
I mean, I think really we're talking specifically to those kids heading off to college, but I think, you know what it is too? It's like all these kids, they hate being asked, okay, how's it going? How's school? Have you got your applications?
Yeah.
Do you know where you're going to go? What are you going to
What do
do
you
when you're
want?
grown up? What are you going to like? So like as
Yeah.
the adults in the space, it really try to like bite your tongue and not ask those questions. Just be like, my standard question for kids when they're in senior year is, what are you going to do next fall? Instead of like, where are you going to school? Because some don't go to school right away. Some take a gap year.
Right.
Some go into the military. Some go into trades or whatever. What are you going to
Right.
do? Where are you going to land? I'm excited for you. I'm not their parent. So, like, that's fine. As the
You know,
parent, it's, okay, let's get a plan in place. How's it going? You're going to get in some places, you're not getting into other places. Everything's going to be okay. One moment at a time. It's hard.
Yeah.
so if we were to give people like surviving coming back from spring break, I know Kathy and I are really thinking about particularly our juniors, but I know kids who are just starting high school who are freshmen. This has been their first year. It's been really hard on them. It's a real change to be able to go into the high school career heading. So what's our advice? What would be one tip that you would give, Linda, like to survive this back half? What's one tip?
I think just, stay the course. Just, when it's not the heat of the moment, just remind them that you love them and just stay the course. Your hard work is paying off and it's going to be okay. Stay the course.
Yeah.
What about you, Kathy? What's your
I
one?
I
What's
agree
your
with
one
that.
note?
I think, if you're putting in the hard work and every day, it's going to work out. Just believe in yourself and not
Mhm.
let it get you down so much.
I would just also say I would just reemphasize too that you have to sleep and take care of yourself. That's super important. If you're too tired or you're sick, you're not going to be able to do well.
Mhm.
And it's okay to take breaks, take a deep breath,
Yeah.
and it's all going to get done. And I think the number one thing is to communicate. You have to communicate with your teachers, you have to communicate with us. You don't have to tell us every little feeling that you're having, but you got to leave the door open so you're not in it by yourself. You feel like you are, but you're not. You have support.
I mean,
Lean
that
on it.
is so huge. I mean, the weight of the world is on these kids' shoulders, and it is not on their shoulders. Like, just make sure your kiddos know how much you love them and you're proud of them, no matter what happens. It's, we love them. Good luck out there.
All right, y'all. What's for dinner?
My son plays lacrosse, and this week's dinner, the junior class is providing the meal for the lacrosse team. It's kind of every class provides it during the season, and this is our time. So they were asking, it's going to be, we're getting like barbecue, like catered barbecue is being brought in, but they were asking people that they needed a bunch of sides. And so I was like, I'll do the macaroni and cheese. And then I called the place, and I just thought it was kind of expensive for what it was. And I was like, well, maybe I can do
It's
it
noodles
like
and cheese. Like, how expensive does it need to be?
less expensive and be like good quality food.
It's just your time, right? Yeah. So why not?
So I got this idea in my head thinking, oh, this is like a no big deal brainer meal. Well, it turned out to be bigger than I thought because I have to feed 50 kids, 50 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of macaroni.
So I got a recipe online, and then of course I have to like double it. And then I went to the store and I got all this like pasta, and then it's the cheese that's expensive to buy. Like you need.
I can't believe you didn't go to Costco.
Well, I should have probably.
Ginormous blocks.
I should have probably, in hindsight.
Well, I guess can I just have you back up really quickly, because I know a little part to the story that I think that you're forgetting is that you decided that you were going to make this mac and cheese that you thought would be more economical. And you're like, I can make lasagna, I can make mac and cheese, but you're like, I have to shred this cheese. And I don't want to have to shred all this cheese by hand. And you're like, I only have them. I'm like, put it in your food processor. You're like, I don't have a food processor. I just have a mini food processor. So then you call the other day and you're like, guess what? I bought a new food processor. And I love it. I'm shredding lettuce. I'm going to shred cheese for this mac and cheese, and it's going to be amazing. So I just feel like people need to know that you also got yourself a new Mac Daddy food processor to shred cheese. And all the things.
I did, because I was going to have my husband do it by hand, but then I'm like, he's going to kill me. So I'm like, you know what? I have this stupid mini food processor, and I've like been like, why do I have this like mini thing? So I did buy.
It is cute.
I have one of those too.
A bigger one.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the key things with this recipe is they say that if you buy shredded cheese, it's kind of waxy.
Yeah, and then a coating.
It's like gritty, so you don't want to use that. So you need to shred it yourself. But I have to say, my favorite thing about this whole thing is my new food processor, because I love it. Like it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I have to say, last night I started making all this stuff. My kitchen was a disaster.
Yeah.
First of all, to make like a lot of pasta, 6 pounds of pasta. So I did it in double batches.
Yeah.
But that still is a big pot of pasta.
Yeah.
And then you have to make the sauce. And I did it in my Dutch oven. But like the sauce started like getting hot and spitting. And then when we added the cheese, it started like getting all over. And my husband ended up helping me, because I was like,
I can't lift this.
This is like so heavy.
Like heavy cheese.
It started like spitting at us, and Peter was like, "Oh my God, Kathy, we're burning ourselves!" But it was kind of comical, to be honest, because then I got out my big 20-quart pasta pot, and we just dumped it all in there, and that actually worked great. But I think I'd do better like the next time I ever had to make such a huge batch of pasta. But it was funny, and I think it actually turned out well.
Now, what recipe did you use? Because I use like Alton Brown's stovetop mac and cheese a lot, but it has eggs in it.
So that's why I was going to use that recipe, but I chose not to because it has eggs, and there's a couple kids on the team that have severe allergies, so I didn't use it, but I got it. I think it's like a YouTube recipe, but it comes.
It's TikTok.
It's like
YouTube.
But it's like a lot of just cheese, evaporated milk, butter.
Yeah, it's basic. Salt, pepper.
I'll post a recipe that I made.
So
my son tried it.
Is it good?
Yes, we all tried it, and I made my son try it, and he's like, "This is really good, Mom." So
good.
I think it is a win.
You did it. You did it.
But it took me a long time, and then I had to clean up my entire kitchen. I had to like Mac Daddy clean because that cheese got everywhere.
Well,
so I guess note to self was, I'm not an industrial kitchen. Like, it's like big time when you're cooking for that many people. And you need a helper. So thanks to my husband, Peter, shout out, because he was very nice last night. So
yay, Pete.
So Kathy, would you do this recipe again and just do it just the one pan? Like, would you take this on again?
Yeah, I probably would like just do a smaller serving just so you don't have so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, a 25 batch is still huge. So I definitely would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear how the boys like it because it's tonight.
They better like it. Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
And you don't have any burn marks, right? Because like hot cheese can like burn you.
I'm not hurt.
You don't need silicone scar sheets.
No scar sheets for me, but I actually got some on Peter's sweater. Which he wasn't happy about.
Well, I'm sure the boys appreciate the effort. Good job, Kath.
You all should try this mac and cheese that Kathy's going to post in the show notes and let us know what you think. Is it worth the hype or no?
Well, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please continue to follow us at threelittlefishes.com/show notes and make sure you sign up for our exclusive content and recipes. Follow us at 3LFpod on social media to be part of our daily conversation. Please have a wonderful weekend. Fishes out.